Here we go. I don't know if y'all are ready for this one. Okay, are you ready for this one? Welcome to Anonnie's Temple. Welcome to the Temple of the High Priestess for the prophecy reading that I am here to deliver. So, recently I've come to a realization, and I don't know if I'm going to speak on it so much as I'm going to let the cards speak on it. I'm still here. I'm just engaging in stillness and silence. So, I've recently identified a pattern. And when I tell you there was so much resistance that I put up, I thought that I would be able to defeat this pattern with brute force. Well, not brute force, but brute resiliency. And I feel here that this is one of the final hurdles or one of the final challenges that I have had to work through. The challenge of forcing something to fit when it no longer fits. I noticed this is, and I want to say here that my guides are telling me third time's the charm because it actually took me 3 instances over the past year since the start of this year for me to see how I was jamming a puzzle piece into a spot where it was never meant to fit. And I looked at it and thought that the warped image was exactly where I thought that I was supposed to be. And I had received 3 messages, yes, from my guide saying, I don't know if this is the right spot. Is this the right place? Is this the right decision? Is this the right? Is this where you want to be? Is this who you want to be surrounded by? And you know what the universe does? As I began to try to force that puzzle piece to fit into the greater image, not recognizing it was from a whole other type of box that was bought from a whole other type of store, the resistance grew stronger in myself as a strong Black woman with no shame there. Being a resilient, strong Black woman, I saw the challenge and I said, bet I am a bull. But by the grace of the divine, while I was on a walk today, I received this download and this realization. That's when the bull like stubbornness to be resilient in a situation that is no longer working is actually proof that that resilient timeline is no longer yours. You don't own it anymore. You don't need it anymore. That you are actually calling forth, you're being called forth into a timeline of greater softness, greater allowance, greater surrender, greater flow. That is what I learned today. Hmm. And it's interesting because the same as the universe will always show you, the same pattern will begin to mutate until it becomes completely repulsive and it can no longer be ignored. It can no longer mask itself as a piece that fits into your puzzle. It can no longer shapeshift to try to take that spot. So now I see. I see what I had to learn. Glory be to the highest creator of all things. Thank you, Most High Divine, for thy grace, for thy downloads, for thy messages, for thy love. We have here at the bottom of the Tarot of the Divine the Ace of Swords, the truth, the clarity. Breaking through the knots. You see, maybe it has felt like your brain or that your mind space was continuously creating knots in ropes here. You were trying to connect this rope to another side, but then there would be another knot that would show up. It's almost like for all of my curly haired people, when you are detangling your hair or your fro, so to speak, and then you find those single stranded knots, those fairy knots. And the more that you try to comb through those knots, the bigger that they become. Sometimes what you need to do is actually cut that strand of hair above that fairy knot or above that single stranded knot so that it can grow healthily again. This is the Ace of Swords energy, the sword of truth and clarity now. That instead of trying to comb through that knot to detangle it, cut it and grow again. We have the Five of Swords that came out here with the Knight of Cups. The lesson that has been learned here and the clarity that is here is the interaction with others relationally. Accepting a Knight of Cups from an enemy. You see, the clarity here is the pattern recognition that someone has been offering you plastic, something that is detrimental to the self, to the vessel, to the environment, something that cannot even be recycled. Well, actually, I think that they figured out that mushrooms can eat plastic. But I hope that you understand, what is this, the metaphor that I am creating here for you. The clarity you have received here is that no matter how many times that an enemy or an adversary or just this pattern recognition where you are denying the self of what it truly needs, no matter how many times that Knight of Cups gets offered, it will never change who's offering it. Niceness does not defeat the adversary. Knight of Cups. They will feign niceness. They will feign Knight of Cups energy towards you. Hey, yeah, I'm here. I'm going to help, so to speak. But they still remain at the core of whoever they approach you as a Five of Swords, someone who is ready to cut you down whenever it need be or whenever it serves them. You see, what has happened here is there have been people who have seen you and thought, well, I'll keep my enemies closer. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer is what, or how, I will say, this type of being operates. And I feel here that when you see someone who presented a Knight of Cups here, seemingly, let's repair this, let's make this better, or no, actually, I'm here to help you, it's never the case. That's the clarity here, Ace of Swords. Do not accept a drink when you know that previously they had already poisoned it. And they will offer you that drink and say, no, don't worry, there's nothing in this. We're friends now, right? Why would I do that? Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. I feel unfortunately here that this Five of Swords energy has preyed on your niceness, your kindness. And I even feel here like there's an energy here who has even learned the process of kindness from you. They learned how to imitate it. I'm going to pull a couple more here, okay? I'm hearing something here like it's not like the enemies ever actually fully surrender. It's not in their character. And so the actual truth of the matter is here, especially for those who are very compassionate towards others, very empathic towards others, very forgiving towards others. The lesson here is that that's not your responsibility towards them, for them, to be their teacher of empathy and compassion by how you treat them. It is a reservoir that you hold here, the kindness and compassion in your heart. And so it is meant to be properly placed instead of wasted. And, some people may feel like, oh, you don't waste it when, you're being kind or something to someone who's an asshole or whatever. Five of Swords, that's what they are. But I feel here like I want to tell you, is that really where your energy is best served? Because they will just take from you again. This Five of Swords to the Knight of Cups is somebody who's a scammer. Five of Swords, Knight of Cups is someone who does a bait and switch. Here's the Knight of Cups, here's the peace offering, here's the lovey-dovey that you wish that I would have shown you from the beginning. Only to turn around and still serve as someone who brings misery, pain, or upset for you, a bully. There's clarity about this for which you see, of which you can see now. The enemy will not suddenly show up and say, oh, here's a horse. It is a Trojan horse. That's what this energy is. It's Trojan horse energy. Just to try to get into your temple or into your neighborhood, so to speak. You know what I mean? Only to pop out of the horse and wage war. I'm hearing they're never gonna get it. No, no, they're never gonna get it. I should have left the chat open. That's an oldie. That's a good one. They ain't never gonna get it. No, they're never gonna get it. Six of Pentacles, Three of Cups. You see, this enemy has actually imitated you back to you to fool you. And even still, you've reached this Ace of Swords clarity. The truth of the matter is that's what you have figured out. And so, of course, this adversary, this enemy, or this shadow aspect of your own self projected outward has effectively been figured out, because that's always the name of the game. Ace of Swords, Five of Swords, Knight of Cups. That's always the name of the game. To figure it out, to see it, and to shine the light on it. Macabre. What else can you show me here? We have the Hermit and the Moon. You have been stuck inside your mind. Excuse me here, trying to figure this out. The Hermit and the Moon is really someone who has struggled to come out of the inner reality that always seems to leave them alone or always seems to leave them in solitude. But what I will also say here is this is an energy who could have felt like the hermit period would never end. But truly, this is what has needed to be figured out from the shadow aspect of the own self. Why do I give so many people who have hurt me so many chances? And when I see these people who have hurt me even try to reflect my language back to me, even when I have seen these enemies copycat my energy and try to deliver it back to me, why did I see it as Knight of Cups, as kindness, as an offering for peace, when I know that these are agents of chaos? This is shadow work that has been completed here. The Hermit and the Moon, especially with the Ace of Swords. And what I want to say here is this is actually a message of empowerment because you have received this clarity now. Page of Cups, exactly, an offering for help. Page of Cups is helping yourself. You see here, what's interesting is some of these adversary energies may have even promised you something or tried to offer you this Knight of Cups, knowing that there's nothing that they would follow through on in that offer. They just wanted you closer again. And with this Page of Cups to the Hermit to the Moon, the lesson here and the clarity was actually to trust your own Page of Cups. This self-reliance of, well, I can help myself. Page of Cups. You have even perhaps learned a lesson here and gained clarity on what people or how people actually look when they are from a pure scented place of wanting to help you. This is a part of the lesson in the shadow work that you have learned. What does it look like when I can actually accept help? The Hermit and the Moon, instead of processing alone. Thank you. Yeah, Eight of Swords, check that out. Page of Cups, Eight of Swords. I feel like this energy really puts you through a merry-go-round in your own mind. And I feel here like a lot of these shadows were really masquerading and they even manifested in the 3D as this Five of Swords energy. There could have even been belief systems here surrounding, okay, like you can only really help yourself. No one else will really be out there to help you. You know, other people they'll take advantage of you. And even this, I wonder about how it would make you feel if I said that if you don't help other people, it doesn't even make you a bad person. I feel like I'm getting some type of energy here surrounding, okay, well, if I help other people, then good will come back to me. So why do other people not understand that? It's not for other people to understand. It's your reality here. And it's your systems of belief. You really needed this clarity and this download because you needed some help here with the Page of Cups. Because you were going round and round and round in your mind trying to figure out why people act this way or why this puzzle piece isn't fitting or why something isn't working. And the more you were trying to figure it out, I even see here the more that you may have been isolating yourself. So that it got to the point where round and round in your mind, you weren't getting anywhere. This energy this Five of Swords energy that mutated so much so it really did a doozy. But remember once more, this is a message of empowerment because you have the clarity now. And when there's clarity, there's a shift. The Hanged Man. Yeah, I'm hearing there was this energy of how much will you deal with before you say, actually, no. Like, I'm not going to change my opinion about you. Actually, no. You can't try to disprove your character to me. Actually, no. I've seen enough, and enough is enough. We have the 10 of Cups here. I even feel here like there are ancestor energies who have been helping you to come to this realization. Show me this one, okay? Yeah, we have the 9 of Wands and the Hanged Man that came out here. Whatever this clarity was, in some ways it was kind of holding you back. You needed to have this realization before you moved forward onto the next cycle. Or whereas you moved forward to something new where you get to experience this 10 of Cups energy, this happily ever after, so to speak, this building new connections, building new family, or building a new sense of belonging, working your way there, or becoming it now. Let me say it this way. If it seemed as though you are, or you were surrounded by people who are taking advantage of your kindness, how do you take that energy and build a happy family or a happy feeling of belonging from that? You can't. You need to detach yourself from that playwright, from that script, from that theater, to actually be around others where you enjoy them and they enjoy you. And there's authenticity between you. This was tough, but you should be very proud of yourself here for making it through this. 9 of Wands to the Hanged Man is a tough lesson or a tough enlightenment, meaning like 9 of Wands here, you really had to persevere. You really had to, you put in a lot of brute effort and brute force here, so to speak, to get through this. You know, in some ways, it's like you were in this hanged man position and you were being beaten with sticks until you came to this enlightenment. Okay, yeah, the Tower and the Knight of Cups and the 6 of Wands here. Let's try Tower of the Divine. Let's do a little more from that. King of Swords and the Star. Yeah. Show me a bit more here, please. On top of the Hermit, we have the Page of Cups again. So I feel here like there is a helping hand here for you. Okay, there is a helping hand here for you. So can you show me more about the helping hand? 8 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. The Wheel of Fortune. Time is on your side. Time is helping you out. There's a Page of Cups offer here to help you, and it has to do with your money, your abundance, and the timeline you should be on, or the timeline that you're on right now since you've had this clarity. I even feel here like the fates, or if you want to say like the intelligent force of time and abundance wants to help you. Two of Coins. Ace of Cups. Queen of Coins. The Two of Coins here is actually showing me abundance. Like there are so many things for you to carry that it's like you only have 2 arms to carry them. Because with the Two of Coins next to the Ace of Cups, this is so many things that make your heart feel happy, so many things that make you glow and feel joyful. That it's about time that you allowed yourself to feel these things or that you allowed yourself to live this way. Some of you may have even had to sacrifice some type of 10 of Cups expectation. Like there could be something intergenerational here that causes a lot of wounding in the family. And you had to, hanged man energy here, you had to detach from it. You had to sacrifice that before it sacrificed you. That's a word. Can you show me a bit more of this Two of Coins energy? Seven of Swords. Show me. Two of Swords reversed. The hanged man again. So here's what I'm going to tell you, and this is also a part of the lesson that you've learned here with the Ace of Swords, the clarity. Some of you were trying to bring energies into a timeline where they don't fit in, where they're not supposed to be. So, whatever type of resistance that you were experiencing with this Five of Swords to the Knight of Cups energy here, accepting offers or trying to be kind to enemies or trying to be kind to people who you could tell meant you no good. It was as though you were trying to open the gates for them to join you on a timeline where they're not even supposed to be. And you had to be hit with so many sticks in this hanged man position before you realized that they are glitching your reality. I bet every time you interacted with these people or this person, some weird shit happened, didn't it? Some weird shit happened, or maybe something broke down, or suddenly there was like really weird luck that you were having, or you like would start to feel strange energy because you were welcoming in a glitch that does not belong on the timeline. And as long as you said that that glitch could come with you, Two of Coins, you were juggling two different timelines, two different realities, and you had already moved on from the old one. So it's in some ways, it's like you wanted to have your cake and eat it too, but the frosting was poison. Why are you bringing that cake with you? It's not for you. It's not meant to be there with you. It's like what I'll say here, they said to me it was like you were holding your responsibility, like you were holding your karma and someone else's karma and juggling back and forth between the two as if their karma is your responsibility. It's not. They're saying something here about how you were holding on to the responsibility for somebody else's karma. And that's why you were trying to have them join you. And that's why they started to glitch your reality. So as long as you kept letting this person in, I bet you the more you started to feel stuck. Maybe it's been a tough lesson to learn, but there's some aspect of belonging, family, or just deep friendship, so to speak, that you have had to sacrifice and say, you know what, that's not family. That is not belonging. That is not love. And that's what you've had to sacrifice here, the lack of love, without needing to fix it back into love. That's about 30 minutes. So I'm going to do final messages here. Thank you all for joining me. Most High, can I get final messages, please? Three of Coins, Five of Pentacles. Some of you were trying to make it work where there was nothing there for you. We have the Ten of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck here. On top of the Queen of Coins, we have the King of Wands here. There's the King of Wands and the Sun. There could be a masculine fire sign energy that is making their way to you. The Sun, Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, he's making his way to you. But there's also something else here about like sticking around when no one's looking out for you. So why are you looking out for this person or these people? Three of Pentacles to the Five of Pentacles. You see, this is the type of energy where if you left tomorrow, would they even care? Would they come looking for you? It's one of those energies, and I remember I realized this in high school, where if you stop texting those friends, do they actually text you to see if you're doing okay? Or is it always you reaching out to them, asking them, how are you? How's it going? What's going on? Do you want to get together? That goes for friends, and I feel here with the Three of Pentacles, this goes for organizations and colleagues as well. Some of these people have left you to your own devices, and they did this on purpose. And then they come around with the Knight of Cups acting like they're going to what? Be a savior? This energy comes back around, and this is a part of the pattern recognition. It comes back around to see whether or not you're ready to sacrifice it. And I feel here with the Ace of Swords, now you are. And that was what you had to learn. Let's do final messages. Tarot of the Divine. We have the Four of Swords. Final messages, please. And the Eight of Wands. So they're telling me that I can lay this message to rest now. Okay. Yeah, the Chariot. 10 of Cups. And then again, we have the Hanged Man. Some of you had to clear out space so that a new sense of love, family, and belonging can come into you. And you kept allowing people to take advantage of your kindness when it was doing nothing but stealing from your energy. Five of Pentacles. It was doing nothing but leaving you out in the cold. The final message here from the Tarot of the Divine. Four of Swords, Eight of Wands, the Chariot. I feel here now it's time for you to heal from this. Now that you see how these people really have treated you. You could take some time to yourself to heal, not isolate, and then consistently try to, I'm hearing, excavate your own mind. No. Actual relaxation. Because this actually creates momentum for you to push forward in the Chariot, to move to where you're meant to be, where it is best serving you, and for you to move and have momentum for your next phase. To move forward with confidence now. I'm hearing that you will not be played. Anything from Unicorn Tarot before I close this out? Six of Rods, victory. We're going to leave it there. The Hierophant and King of Cups. I feel like you have a grandfather here, I just heard, who's very proud of you. A grandfather or an uncle who has been protecting you. Seven of Rods. As you learned this lesson. The final message here is the Six of Rods, which means victory. You've made it. Eureka. You had the enlightenment. Six of Rods is when you have left off onto the war. Five of Rods, you fought with people, you battled. And Six of Rods means you're coming home. For praise, for victory, for the recognition of what you went through and defeated. Congratulations. And good job. And I'm here for you as well, as we are fractals of each other. Thank you all for joining me at the Temple of the High Priestess. I hope that this message was helpful for you all. I know sure as hell I needed it. Word up, word up. I know sure as hell I needed it too. I'm sorry for that language, Most High Divine, but thank you. Okay. Glory be to the highest creator of all things. I close out the energy of this reading and of this message, and I call my energy back to me brilliant, purified, and cleansed. I close any and all of the portals that I have been looking within and through, and I give gratitude to the creator, to the divine, angels and archangels, to our benevolent ancestors, and our spirit guides and guardians. Ashe, so it be, and so it is done. All right, y'all. I hope that this was helpful, and I will see you all in the next one. Glory be to the highest creator of all things, and I'll see you soon. Y'all be good. Bye. Bye, bye, bye. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and commenting. Bye, Original Earth Angels.